play of the game. Jackson Hayes with the follow-up dunk. Big game. Only 2 points for Jackson.
Yeah. You know, didn't get the Lob City like he wanted to tonight, but he was very active there on the offensive board on that particular putback. I like to see it.
Austin Reaves scored 20 of his 31 in the fourth quarter. Let's go inside the locker room. He's with Allie.
Austin, when you look at this one, you just kept it between 7 and 10 all game long. Eventually got it there to 5. What kind of kept you guys from getting over the hump down the stretch?
They did a good job offensive rebounding, and we did defensive rebounding. I think at one point in the third quarter they had, I think, 14 offensive rebounds for like 25 points. So we did good on first shot defense, and then when you give them, second opportunities, they do a good job of getting offensive rebounds, spraying out to shooters, and making shots.
JJ mentioned it wasn't necessarily what they did, but you guys not being able to get to the proper spacing or spots within their coverages. How much of that obviously played a part in finding that rhythm, and what's the challenge of finding it when you need it late?
Yeah, I don't think it was a problem late. I think it was more so the first half. It was just a pretty bad stretch that we, just didn't play very good. We wasn't organized, and against a team like that, most of the time Reds 1 through 5, with that second unit, you had to be organized and run your stuff, and we just didn't do it.
What's been the biggest challenge when you guys have faced teams that switch everything for you guys?
Just trying to figure out what works for us. You see flashes of things we do that are good, and then we kind of experiment with some other stuff, and it doesn't look so good. And we just got to figure out what we, can do as a unit to, combat their, 1 through 5 Reds.
JJ mentioned that guys, showed you guys film during halftime. What did you guys see or pick up on during halftime that helped you guys in the second half offensively against their switching?
We always watch film at half, a couple clips, like 7, 8 or so. Just things that we didn't do good, things that we did do good, and try to dissect the game halfway through it to give yourself a better chance in the second half.
I think what JJ told us was that kind of the goal here over these last couple weeks was to start building a playoff mindset where attention to detail ratchets up and those different types of things. Better in the second half, but disappointing, I would assume, that in the first half that you guys got so unorganized. What needs to get better on that front?
You're not ever going to play a perfect game. You wish you could, but I lost what I was going to say. What'd you ask again?
Just basically about, in terms of, knowing that you guys need to play more detail-oriented, attention to detail on basketball to then have a 7 or 8 minute stretch where it seemed like offensively you guys lost a lot of that.
It's frustrating, but that's part of the process of becoming a really good team. You got to go through those ups and down battles of going through situations where you have to figure it out. If everything was always smooth sailing, if at any point in the future it doesn't get there, if it's a little rocky, then you kind of don't know what to turn to. Once you go through things like this, you have to adapt and to adjust, and that's what we'll do. So we'll be better in the future.
All right, let's talk a little Austin Reaves, guys. 9 threes. He had 20 in the fourth quarter. Big game, and once again over 30.
Yeah. Austin Reaves, he's very capable, regardless if he's scorching hard, if he picks and chooses like he did in the fourth quarter where he got going. So, yeah, it's good to see him, get through this game with 31 points, 0 turnovers, and he hit 9 3-pointers. So, and got through the free throw line. So, he was the one bright spot overall, and he continues to flourish and always be a threat. But tonight it wasn't the offense, it was the other end. It was just, it was giving up too many offensive rebounds and second chance points and things of that nature that kind of negated any, good performance that he had, really. But it's one of those games. He was productive, and he'll continue to be.
Yeah, against Houston a couple days ago, very uncharacteristic game for AR. 12 points. His quietest game in almost 2 months, but good to see him back tonight, Geet.
Yeah.
I might even call him the X factor if these teams do play each other in the first round. And kind of alluding to what you said, James, not on offense, on defense. How's he doing defensively? He's going to be on Steph sometimes. You know, he's going to be on Moses Moody sometimes. He's having a really nice post-All-Star run. And Pochemski, of course, you know. So AR is absolutely a huge part. And he likes his style. He loves his style of play, just up and down, free-flowing. It showed tonight. But if they play again in a couple weeks in that first round, I think he's my X factor.
All right, guys. LeBron James had 33 points in the loss, a team high. Lakers fall to the dub. More reaction coming up. Carl's Cam moment of the game. LeBron James on the dunk. Big game.
Yeah, man. This was a nice set play, I think. Anytime Luka gets it on the elbow, LeBron had already set that pick on Pochemski, and once he made that elbow pass, there was no getting back in front of LeBron. That was a nice set play. I like that.
All right, Rui Hachimura scored 24 points in the loss. He's speaking with Mike.
Hey, Rui, JJ mentioned a portion of the first half, again, when Golden State was in the switches and you guys got a little bit stagnant. What do you think happened there, and why do you think that happens once in a while for you guys on the offensive end?
Yeah, I think, we had a good start. I think we scored 15 points in the first 5 minutes. And after that, we kind of was struggling. But I think it was because of our defense. You know, we couldn't get stops. And they were getting all this second chance, you know, the offense rebound and stuff. So we weren't getting the rhythm, you know. That was the problem. And the third quarter, we came back in the same way. But, yeah, they just didn't miss the shots, you know. Kozinski, he made a lot of, you know, big threes. You know, he made 8 threes. Yeah, that's you know, it's a tough one. And then we got almost 24 seconds, and Draymond make make threes in last second. You know, it was a tough one for us, and yeah, that was a game.
You know, I know you guys always approach it one game at a time, but this does make things just a little tighter in the West. Is there any additional urgency for the remaining games of the season, Rui?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's every game, especially all those last games. I think we have 7 or 6, whatever the games. They're all against the West Coast team, you know, West Conference team. So we gotta get all this, and you know, literally every game we change. It's just standings that are changing. So yeah, every game is important. Next game, and yeah, we just gotta get all this and then get ready for the playoffs.
Rui, the offense has struggled for stretches the last 2 games. Is that a byproduct of the opponent, or has it been struggles from within?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think the team start kind of, you know, we watching. You know, they're watching films. You know, they see a lot of, you know, they try a lot of things with us, and they see the, you know, our switching. You know, they're basically 1-5 switching, and I think they kind of saw that was the, you know, they can kind of have a chance. They have a chance to kind of, you know, close our offense. So we've been working on that, and we watch a lot of films. And today was okay. You know, we did a pretty good job on that. But I think we have a lot of, you know, space to improve. You know, our offense. So we gotta you know, watch the film and then come back for the next game or whatever the futures game.
LBJ and the Lakers lose to the Warriors in game 1 of the back-to-back. 25 points in the second half of LeBron. We'll hear from him next.
Access Sportsnet Lakers is brought to you in part by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times.